Twitter, all you guys that's up there. We've kept TikTok rolling because TikTok is the way to go. Actually, I might. Some people's piling in here now. I was almost going to cancel this live and then bring it back, but I don't guess it really truly matters. TikTok, I wish I could bring you guys with me into the mainstream here to where you could see all the overlays and the chats with everybody else, but uh, is what it is sometimes. What's up, Shirley's boy? Big win, big win, big wins across the board. Charis, Junkie, and Brody. Brode 3E. Brode 3. I'm not sure. Gave it a good shot, though. Okay. We're going to get rolling. We're going to get rolling on the podcast. Go ahead and knock it out again. TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. Feel free to, just keep it rolling. Did I name this? I tell you what, I'm going to end this live and then I'm going to bring you guys back so I can rename it. Love you. Be right back. All right, TikTok, I'm bringing you back. So we can start a new video and it'll be easier to save later. What's up? What up? Share this. Let's get some Vols, some Bama fans in here. Let's get both. Let's get some SEC fans in general. College football fans, where you at? Daddy for Life 777. What's up? Go Big Orange. That's what I'm saying. Go Big Orange. I'm about to be recording a podcast here in a second. We're going to get it rocking and rolling. Hey, it's my friend's birthday today. I'm trying to surprise him. Can you please use his creator code if you want to use his code? No, thank you. Appreciate it, but no thank you. What's up, Twitch? I see y'all coming in. Was that Maddie something? I didn't catch your name. I'm sorry. What's up? We're going to record a podcast. Go Balls, Big Orange. This is how we do it. We beat big ranked teams that are supposed to be way better than us by a few points in dramatic fashion. That's how we do it. What about Knoxville, Tennessee registering on the Richter scale, guys? How do we feel about that? We literally registered on the Richter scale. It's freaking awesome. We caused enough seismic activity to register as an earthquake, guys. Neyland Stadium was rocking. Did y'all hear that? What's up? Is this thing on? Are y'all not pumped? Surely you can't be as pumped as I am. I don't know. Maybe you are, dude. I'm telling you, my voice is about gone. I'm about to be recording this podcast here in a minute, and my voice is almost gone. That's not what you want. It's like right here. Not so much here or here, but it's like right here. I can feel it. Oh, I can feel it in my throat, man. All that yelling and screaming I did. It's all good, though. It's all good. I'm a girl 12.2. Mark Badger 117. What's up, Vols fans? Nick Mast. Mustang 116. Chris Olson. Kenton Reef. What's up? So I have my desktop pulled up with all my notes for the podcast, as well as I have YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch up here. Unfortunately, I can't bring you guys with me to where we're all seeing the same thing because I don't have my Twitch code yet because I didn't start using Twitch. Why know I keep calling you guys Twitch. I'm sorry. I know you're TikTok. It's just from here to here, it goes TikTok, Twitch every time. TikTok, I have not forgot about you. I literally did not start using the thing until a little bit ago. I apologize. I'm a little late to the party on this whole TikTok thing. I thought it was stupid, but now that I'm in here, I kind of freaking love it. And you guys are actually, don't listen to this Facebook. Hold on. Twitch, Twitter. Don't listen to this for a second, but TikTok, you guys are kind of my favorite. You guys are way more creative. I mean, what? I didn't say that. Sorry. Ooh. Facebook's got 25,000 followers on it, but by God, TikTok, although we may only have 2,000, you guys, a little special place right here, you know what I'm saying? What's up? Redneck 37. Bro, so glad we won. That's what I'm saying. I know most of you guys. So the way these algorithms are working on TikTok is because I'm like picking up traction so fast. It's like it's slinging a bunch of people from the suggested section into my feeds every night. So I know you guys haven't been following me very long. And I'm not one of those people. I don't necessarily ask you to follow. I do ask you to share this with people. I do ask you to share this with people, but let me turn my Bluetooth off. For some reason, it keeps saying my stream. Let me exit out of some of these windows. Maybe it's saying that my stream is not frothy and voluptuous for some reason. Ooh, we're at 23%. Might need to plug the old phone in. Let's turn down the brightness a little bit. I can't be losing y'all. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I was glad that we won as well. Matthew Corbett, Danny, I missed it. Sorry, Mark. Oh, I'm gonna have to turn the brightness back up because apparently I'm freaking blind. But yeah, so I know most of you guys are new to my stuff because, like I said, because my TikTok is picking up like so much traction so quick, it's just slinging people in from the suggested area constantly. Not that my followers aren't seeing it or whatever, but it's just so I know you guys aren't new. But dude, I started off joking at the beginning of the year that Tennessee was the best team in college football, but by God, apparently I'm a freaking wizard. I'm a wizard. I called that stuff, man. What's up? Thank you for the follow, Matt Corbett. I appreciate that. Jeff Nasty, 22 or 22. Jeff, you so nasty. You're just nasty. Morrison Boy 83, what is up? About to get the podcast rolling here in just, it's 9. I probably do need to get it rolling. Nat Fan, what is up? Judy Dog, I think if I said that right, what is up? We're about to get the podcast rolling. So the way this works, guys, I know most of you guys are probably new to this, but I stream live and then I record the podcast at the same time. Now I can start and stop the podcast kind of whenever I want, which I will do periodically. If you want to, listen to the full thing later, it's called The Little Tangerine Show. It is on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Anchor. You guys are watching this live, but like I said, the podcast I'm just recording simultaneously. So there might be some stuff that I say that doesn't make it to the podcast, but it's just how we go. I'm gonna get a poll rolling. I had it on the last stream that I did. What I want to know is, and for some reason, when I did the stream the other night, everybody thought I was trying to like hoodoo them or something. It's just a poll, guys. Answer or don't. I don't know. I'm not trying to sell you anything or hoodoo you into anything. But what did you think was funnier? Okay. Was it the third down for what guy that had the wrong number and refused to back down? Was it Nick Saban freaking out on the sideline? Y'all hit that poll up, and we're going to talk about it here in a minute. I'm going to get this podcast rolling, though, because, yeah, maybe not. There we go. Let's end that and bring it back. Testing. 1, 2, 3, testing. Bada boom, bada bing. La vida loca. A bouncing kind of town. Oh, yeah, that's the spot. There we go. Living la vida loca. The Vols broke down Bama. They thought they was gonna trump us, but they did it. All right, here we go. What's up? What's up? Big Drewski here. You're listening to the Little Tangerine Show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We've been chit-chatting on live here for a little bit with my peeps on TikTok, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. Instagram's not involved, though, because, I don't, they just won't let me do it. Welcome, welcome. In case you missed it, you might have been living under a rock for the last week. Tennessee Vols coming out with the dub against Alabama. What's the excuses going to be? I know I've already heard them. Oh, it was the refs. It was the refs' fault. They always help yins out. Y'all must have paid the refs. Well, I mean, dude, literally, ain't nobody paying the refs any more than Saban, maybe. But I literally had people on stream a night or two ago that was telling me, like, oh, dude, y'all paid the refs. The refs always help y'all. Well, if they've always helped us, they have been really not doing a good job for the last 15, 16, 30 years. Every year since like 2004, maybe 2006. If they're helping us out like they always have, then they've been really sucking at the one job that they had, because we have not been relatively good in a long time, and we know this, okay? Not any new information. So to say that the refs were helping us out like they always do is just kind of a false statement. And speaking on the refs, everybody's trying to say, oh, it's the refs, it's his fault. That's why y'all won. It wasn't because you actually won. The refs helped you. Dude, the refs were blowing calls on both sides. I mean, we got called for a pass interference call that was clearly not a pass interference call. They boo-booed a couple things on both sides. There was a face mask call that they missed that pretty much we had a face mask on and they didn't call. It was pretty even on both sides from the standpoint of it was just really like not all that great. The Vols coming out victorious. Vols 52 over Bama 49. I can't tell you how. I mean, like, I was screaming, I was yelling, I teared up a little bit. I mean, I had the bubble guts so bad for like the entire fourth quarter. We were going tit for tat. I'm like, oh my gosh, we may actually win this one. And then finally, it was like we did win it. And then all of a sudden, well, not that we won it, but it was like we were doing good. Then all of a sudden, miraculously out of nowhere, Hendon Hooker throws his first interception, and it's like, oh, he finally threw an interception. That's not good. But we're the Vols. We're high-powered. And then we get down there and we fumble in the end zone, and then it's like, oh, shit, we're literally about to do what we always do. Fourth quarter, we're going to win it, and then all of a sudden we start fumbling around and messing stuff up. And then it was like, boom, out of nowhere, Hyatt just decides to be a beast, saving the day. Out of absolutely nowhere, man, and I am so thankful for it. So thankful for it. Streak is finally ruined. 15 years of not being able to enjoy a cigar after the third Saturday in October. Finally, everybody got to break out the cigars. Oh, welcome, 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 everybody. My internet apparently is a little unstable enough for TikTok. I don't know if y'all are like breaking the internet or what. TikTok has been popping off. If you've been listening to the podcast, 350,000 views this week alone is how bad TikTok is popping off. Right now, I'm live streaming on TikTok, and it keeps saying internet unstable, trying to reconnect you. It's unstable because all my peeps are just absolutely lighting it up on there. So a few things I want to talk about. I like to start off the podcast with what I screwed up on the last podcast, because I'm going to be honest with you. I got ADD, ADHD, all kinds of stuff, man, that is just ADD, ADHD, everything. And what that means is it's very hard for me to focus on things. And so sometimes I get talking a little bit too fast and my brain just can't keep up. So some things that I screwed up last week. Malachi Dowell. I said he was the leading rusher in the nation. He is the leading rusher in 5A for Tennessee. My bad. I got a little excited there. He's the leading rusher for 5A in Tennessee, not in the nation. However, I am good buddies with his uncle. The boy is averaging over 200 and like 40 something yards a game. He's averaging almost 11 yards a carry. Dude is an absolute beast, and he's being recruited by nobody. All he's got is offers from like Tusculum, Tennessee Tech, and what was the other school? The other school is escaping my brain right now. Oh, it was Maryville College. He's only gotten three offers. He wants to go to the Vols. Dude is an absolute beast. I know we're stacked at running back, but he plays both ways. He plays running back and he plays receiver, plays defensive back. The dude is a beast. We at least need to look at him. That's all I'm saying. We ain't got to sign him. Just look at him. Give the boy a shot. But again, I said he was the leading rusher in the nation. He is the leading rusher in the state in the 5A region. So my bad. Another thing, I don't know why ESPN allows these pages to stay up, but there was a false ESPN game day page with two A's. There's another, I don't remember what the other page was, but it was another fake page that said that we were going to have a Color Rush game. So I vigorously and triumphantly announced that on the podcast because I was so bricked up at the thought that we might finally have like an orange helmet, and it just was not true. So I apologize for that. Anybody that was at a bar talking about a Color Rush on my behalf, I do apologize. I did block those accounts though, so it would not happen again. Do I think the SEC can win or do I think Tennessee can win the SEC? That is the question on TikTok. I'm actually going to get into that here in a second. It's looking good though. It's looking very good. Did y'all, by the way, see Kamara and the Honey Badger last week on that LSU game? They had put in a bet, basically, that if Honey Badger lost, he was going to have to wear a hoodie. That's pretty freaking hilarious. Some other things to talk about. Peyton showed up. Obviously, he ruined the curse. Everybody said every time Peyton comes to the game or whatever that it's bad luck. Got up on game day and directed the band with Pat McAfee. That was freaking amazing. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of teared up a little bit. A couple little man tears just right in the corner. Like, man, that was freaking awesome. Broke the streak, baby. Also was a guest picker. I felt pretty good before the game because like the last time that College Game Day was here, everybody but Kirk Herbstreit picked the Vols. Kirk picked Florida. Lee Corso even did the headgear for UT, and we ended up winning the game. Same thing happened this week, okay? It was literally everybody picked Tennessee except for Kirk Herbstreit. He picked Bama. So as soon as that happened, I was like, hey, maybe Kirk Herbstreit is like the secret sauce that we need to win this game. He never shows us respect, just like Gary Danielson never shows us respect. That game was really hard to freaking watch and or listen to, guys, with Gary Danielson over there just bricked up all game about Alabama. Oh, Bryce Young's shoulder must not be hurting too bad. Look at that throw. Oh, that was an NFL catch from a running back. Oh, he just was like, I mean, his nips were hard for Bama the whole game. And I heard fans talking about it last week about the last game, whatever it was that he officiated, and they were like saying that, oh, he's bricked up for Alabama. It's hard to watch. He shouldn't. And I'm like, I was thinking, and then I watched the game this week, and I was like, man, it really is that bad. Okay, so back to the questions, the comments on TikTok. Do you think Tennessee can win the SEC? Say an Ohio State fan, the Tennessee win. Not sure what you're going for on that one. But to answer the first question, do I think that Tennessee can win the SEC championship? So in order for that to happen, there's a few scenarios, and I did talk about it on the last stream. Right now, we're looking at the SEC West. Ole Miss is 3-0. Alabama is 3-1. LSU is now 3-1. LSU sneaking on up the ranks a little bit. As far as the rest of the teams, Auburn is just not playing that well. Arkansas is 1-3. They are slightly better than they look, in my opinion. They've lost some close games to some big teams and stuff. I don't think 1-3 really accurately represents them. Texas A&M, I feel like they're kind of middle of the road, Mississippi State type level team. Really, right now, I mean, 3-1, 3-1, 3-0. Ole Miss is 3-0. Ole Miss is playing some good football. So if Ole Miss wins out, I would absolutely love to see the Vols go up against Lane Kiffin in the SEC championship. That would just absolutely be amazing. Heinz Mustard would just be off the Richter scale as well. That would be insane. Do I think we can beat Ole Miss? I think we'd probably have a better shot than we would against Bama again. Bama really gave us a run for our money, which we'll get into some lineup issues and stuff. But, I mean, if we had to play Bama again, man, I don't want to have to do that. But if we did beat them once, so we could beat them again. I don't know that Saban's going to let that happen. So, for all intents and purposes, let's say Mississippi wins out in the SEC and they end up going to the SEC West. I feel like we have a pretty good shot against Mississippi. Now, looking at the SEC East, Missouri and Vanderbilt's already 0-3. Don't think they're going to be able to catch up. A lot of things have to happen on that. Florida and South Carolina both are 1-3 now that Florida lost to LSU. South Carolina plays us in, is it 2 weeks maybe? I think we play I'll look at the schedule here in a minute. I think we play a smaller team next week. So really the contenders for the SEC East, Georgia, Tennessee, and Kentucky. Kentucky is way better than they have been in years past, for sure. However, they are 3-2. Tennessee and Georgia would both have to lose 2 games to sort of be on the same level. Georgia, obviously, number 1 in the nation. We play them later on in the year. So in order for us to really go to the SEC championship, I don't know that I really see Georgia losing very many games here on out. They've got Florida next week. They play us. They play Mississippi State, Kentucky, and Georgia Tech. Sometimes Georgia Tech squeaks in there and gets a win. I don't know if that's going to happen this year, though. So Georgia has to win out. We are basically the big roadblock that they have. Looking at Tennessee's schedule, we got Tennessee Martin next week. That should be a dub. I don't want to jinx anything. Kentucky, that's going to be a hard-fought game. It is a home game, so we should maybe be able to pull that one out as well. I mean, you figure we got to if we hit Bama, right? Then we got Georgia. We got Mizzou, South Carolina, Vanderbilt. South Carolina, Mizzou, and Vanderbilt, we shouldn't have any issues. So really, the main 2 roadblocks that we got, Kentucky and Georgia. Kentucky is going to be a good game. It is a home game. I think that we can pull that out. Georgia, again, I think with us and Georgia, it's going to come down to whoever wins that game. Honestly, whoever wins that game most likely will probably go to the SEC championship. Both teams pretty much have to win out to make that happen. I mean, I'm not going to, bet against Tennessee at this point. I think we got a really good shot. So really, it's going to be Tennessee or Georgia versus Mississippi or Alabama. Alabama just don't have that sauce this year. I've said that all year on the lives and the podcast. If you go back and listen to a few episodes, Alabama's been struggling. So, I mean, right now, Mississippi's looking pretty good. We got a shot. Georgia's got a shot. It really depends on who wins that game is going to probably go to the SEC East, but I would absolutely love to see Tennessee and Ole Miss go up against each other. Going back to the TikTok comments, we don't have anything on Facebook, Twitch, or anything new, so we're going to go back to TikTok. Excited for our teams to meet in 3 weeks. Go Dogs! Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, dude, I've said it all year long. Tennessee's better than they look. Everybody likes to, say that we're overrated. You ain't played nobody. Well, we just beat Alabama, number 3 in the nation. So I've been talking to a lot of Georgia fans on my page. They're basically like, dude, we're a little scared. If I'm being honest, I'm a little scared. I'm a little nervous, but it's going to be a good game. Tennessee has done something that we've not been able to do in a long time. That's make games entertaining and make them competitive. It's going to be fun. I'm excited. Not talking shit about Georgia, but I'm just going to be honest. I actually feel more comfortable against Georgia than I did Alabama because we don't play mobile running backs very well. Florida is playing really good. I agree with that. I mean, I think everybody keeps saying that they suck and this and that, and that's the only reason we beat them. But I think that people's talking crap about Florida in order to lessen our accomplishments. Like in order for Tennessee to be good, they have to beat bad teams. So everybody's been talking about Florida as if they're just a sucky team. And I just can't really get on board with that. I mean, AR-15 kind of struggled at the beginning of the year there. Anthony Richardson, he's been playing really good as of late. I think that they're better than people give them credit for. They beat number 7 Utah at the beginning of the season. Utah's been playing some pretty good football. The only big losses they've had really is against us, Kentucky, and LSU. LSU was just ranked a couple weeks ago before we beat them. Kentucky's been ranked. We're obviously ranked. So I think Florida is going to start crawling back up the top 25 here pretty soon. I also think that Arkansas might be clawing back up the top 25 eventually. Same thing with them. I mean, they've lost 3 total games, but it's been to some pretty good teams. When is Tillman coming back? Honestly, I think it's kind of a Bryce Young situation. I think they're just kind of playing it by ear, honestly. Um, I haven't heard anything. The thing is, though, just to be honest with you guys, as much as I love Tillman and I want to see him back, as long as our wide receivers keep playing like they're playing, like we don't necessarily, quote unquote, need Tillman to come back right now until he's 100% ready. Like there's no point in him coming back, re-injuring himself and not being ready for Georgia or Kentucky or one of these big games. So although I love seeing Cedric Tillman play and I think he's going to be catching balls in the NFL, I think that we need him just to relax, get healthy, and just do his thing, and then he'll come back when he's ready. We got UT Martin next week. No chance in him playing, risking getting hurt. After that, again, we go to let's see, it's UT Martin. Next game is Kentucky, and then right after that is Georgia. So we need him healthy. We need him healed up. He can take as much time as he wants. But yes, as far as I know, I have not heard anything about Tillman or Jalen McCullough coming back. Jalen McCullough, obviously, he got arrested for about said domestic assault. It was felony assault. Dude showed up drunk to his apartment. He basically just beat the crap out of him. The dude didn't realize that he was at the wrong apartment. Some stuff happened. He got arrested. He was out against Bama. Don't know when he's going to come back. Guys, that's one thing that I thought was phenomenal about this win. Not only did we beat Bama and Nick Saban, we killed the drought that proved to the nation, like, no, it's not a fluke. They are actually good this year. We got to watch out. Not only did all that stuff happen, but we also won the game without our starting safety, Jalen McCullough. We didn't have Cedric Tillman, didn't have our starting cornerback, and we also lost. By the way, that poll has ended. You guys 100% thought that the third down marker guy was the funniest part of the Vols game. I thought that was pretty freaking funny, too. But yeah, we lost our starting cornerback to injuries. We lost a defensive tackle and a middle linebacker at the beginning of the season due to behavioral issues. They broke some team rules, possibly some laws, not really sure. It was kind of just a hush, hush, boom, kicked them off the team kind of thing. So, dude, Tennessee on defense is depleted, which, I mean, honestly, dude, like I've been saying it for weeks. I said it on the pregame stream that I did the other day before the Vols played. Like, nobody is going to say that our defense is going to stop a bunch of points and stop a bunch of yards. Like, it's just not going to happen, okay? But like I said the other day, defense, I know defense wins championships, but like if you put up 70, like defense at the end of the day kind of doesn't matter if you're outscoring your opponents. And that's just kind of what the Vols are doing right now. And to be honest with you, it's like it's kind of working and they don't really have a choice because, again, our defense is just depleted. Like we've lost a bunch of people. That's what Jalen McCullough, our starting cornerback, defensive tackle, middle line. I mean, that's four guys on defense that were starters that's out. So we're just depleted. And to be honest with you, I mean, it is what it is. We just got to roll with it. But that's where we just got to recruit some people on defense to get, stacked a little deeper. So hopefully he will be back next game. I'm assuming we're talking about Cedric Tillman or possibly Jalen McCullough. Again, like I said, I want to see Cedric Tillman play, but like we said before, I mean, honestly, dude, I need him to heal up, get healthy. Let's not get hurt in the UT Martin game. Let's heal up, get healthy, come back for Kentucky and Georgia. The puke incident was the funniest. Oh, I should have added that to the poll. What did y'all think about that, man? Our offensive lineman puking in the huddle. That was freaking hilarious. Believe it or not, it actually happened with a Michigan player. I shared that on my TikTok. That it was the same thing. Dude was on the line of scrimmage. It was right off the rip, first of the game, and adrenaline was pumping. He lined up and just blah, blah, blah. But yeah, Jeremiah Crawford, man, just casually just leans over, and then looks at Bama's defensive line like, yeah, that's right. Come get you some. Like what in the frick, dude? That was insane. I loved it. I love to see shit like that. Jeremiah casually pukes in the huddle, nods at Alabama. Yeah, that's what I'm just saying. Talk about grit. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying, guys. This team is talented. They have heart. They're efficient. My God, are they efficient, and they're amazing to watch. Let's run down some of the stats. Hendon Hooker, 21 for 30, 385 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. All of those touchdowns went to, you guessed it, Jalen Hyatt, just absolutely going off. I know y'all seen the stats. He broke the school record for touchdown receptions. What is interesting and crazy, though, the boy only caught the ball 6 times. He did the same thing the last game. He had like 4 catches for 66 yards. Like, my God, man. Like, I mean, you've got to put 3 guys on him, and if he gets past one of them, he's still going to score. Like, freaking amazing, dude. He caught the ball 6 times. He had 207 yards. He had 5 touchdowns. He caught the ball 6 times. 5 of them was touchdowns. 90% of his catches went for 6. My God. By the way, sidebar real quick, guys. How disappointed are we that John Ward is not still calling games? He would be – my God, like if John Ward was still calling the games, dude, I would just mute the TV like I used to and just listen to him call the games. All he did was score. Touchdown, Tennessee, give him 6. Like, oh, I would kill for that right now. Running down some stats. Again, Hendon Hooker, 21 for 30, 385 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. On the rushing side of things, Jalen Wright touched the ball 12 times, 71 yards, 5.9 average yards rush. Hendon Hooker, 14 carries, 56 yards. Jabari Small, he had 53 yards and 12 carries. And then Fant, I mean, what about that? Touchdown run to Fant. That was awesome. And the receiving side of things, Jalen Hyatt, again, 6 catches, 207 yards, 5 touchdowns. He averaged 34.5 yards per catch. That's amazing. Ramil Keaton, 5 catches, 78 yards. Brew McCoy was a little quiet this game. He balled out on the last game. He's a little quiet this game, but I'll still take it. 38 yards and 2 catches. I mean, dude, efficiency. We didn't have any picks, unfortunately, this week, but it is what it is. This team, man, I'm telling you what. I wrote down a stat on the stream the other night. First off, I mean, one of the stats that really stuck out, I mean, Bama, that kneeling noise, baby, had Bama so rattled. They will never admit it, but they were so rattled. 17 penalties. That was a school record. And it was all about that Neyland noise. I don't know if y'all seen it, but literally Neyland Stadium, two separate times registered on the Richter scale Saturday. Literally registered as a earthquake because it was so loud. It registered twice, and I actually have it pulled up here. Um, two separate times we registered. Unbelievable. uh, Bama missing the field goal, and when we hit the field goal for the win. I mean, seismic activity. That is freaking insane. We all knew that Neyland was going to be rocking. Even Reese Davis on ESPN Game Day said that, like, if you thought Florida was bad, that this game is going to be 10 times as bad. I mean, absolute noise. To everybody that went to the game, I freaking hate you. I wanted to be there so bad. I don't hate you. I got to go to the record Neyland attendance game in 2004 when we beat Florida, also on a game-winning kick, except that was James Wilhoit. But different story for a different time. But my God, man, this team is so efficient. We only punted. Let me double check myself here. We only punted one time against Bama, guys. One time. That is freaking insane, dude. One time against Bama. And it was literally just, I think it was I don't remember exactly when we even punted the one time, but I think it was pretty much like I think we got sacked or something. We wasn't in field goal range, couldn't risk it. One punt against Bama. We only punted twice against Florida. I don't think, no, I'm sorry, we didn't punt at all against Florida. I think we only punted twice or something against LSU. Like, I mean, these numbers are like video game numbers, dude, and it's been so exciting to watch. Um, yeah, that was the stat that I pulled up. Paxton Brooks, this entire year, Bama game included, has only punted the ball 11 times. Like, I honestly, when I looked that up, I thought that was like I thought that was like a typo or something. Paxton Brooks, we are now what, 5-0 now. I can't even keep track of the wins. It's, I mean, 6-0. We are 6-0, and in 6 games, our punter has punted 11 times. Zero of those punts, none of those punts were in the Florida game because we didn't punt at all. Like, dude, these are insane numbers. Back to the TikTok comments. I'm definitely ready to see talented Tennessee wide receivers versus talented Georgia secondary. 124 decibels. That's how loud Neyland was, baby. That's according to TikTok. I've got to start fact checking stuff. I can't roll with it anymore. 124 decibels, though. My God. Freaking amazing. This article on Saturday Down South, I'm going to read just a little snippet of this. Tennessee seismograph registers seismic activity as Vols were beating Alabama. Tennessee pulled off a thrilling win over Alabama on Saturday evening in Knoxville, and it may have caused the earth to shake. That's literally been documented. Per reports out of Knoxville, it appears that there was some slight seismic activity recorded in the area around Neyland Stadium as the Vols were finishing off the upset against Crimson Tide. Below, you can see the possible activity. I may try to share that later if I can. Registered in Neyland Stadium. Now, of course, it's worth mentioning that it all could be coincidence and the Earth decided to shift right at the particular time, but it's also very possible that Tennessee fans called some tremors. Again, those 2 points was during when Bama missed the field goal and when the Vols hit the field goal. Freaking insane. We'll see if we can get some verification in the coming days, but for now, it seems like too much of a coincidence that the ground shook after a 15-year losing streak was snapped. That's what I'm saying, boys. That's freaking this city, this state. We have been waiting for so long. I was explaining to a couple people that I know. They were asking me, why are Tennessee fans so rowdy and so just like brick hard over Tennessee? And I mean, in my opinion, it's kind of simple. Like, dude, when you look at the state of Tennessee, we've got like the Vols, the Memphis Tigers, like we've got Vandy, Middle Tennessee State. I mean, they're doing pretty decent this year. I think they upset somebody earlier in the year, but I mean, I think they upset Miami if I'm not mistaken. But like in the state of Tennessee, you basically have one team that's like slightly relevant, and that's the Vols. I mean, that's just it's the team that everybody roots for. When you go down to Florida, you got Florida State, you got Miami, you got UCF, you got USF. I mean, all these teams popping around everywhere, and it's kind of easy to sort of split up the fan base. Here we've got one team and everybody kind of roots for the same team. That's where you get that passion, that dedication, all that stuff from. And this team, these fans are loyal. Like, we bleed orange. We've got, we don't have another team. I mean, I root for the Titans because that's our state team in the NFL, but dude, that's all we got. You know what I'm saying? So, this was a big win. I mean, not only that, but we broke several streaks. We broke some streaks against LSU. We broke some streaks against Florida. We broke the 15-year, the big one against Bama. Literally since Nick Saban took over, like, I mean, he's absolutely manhandled us. And I mean, that's 3 streaks in a row. Who knows what's going to happen against Georgia? But I mean, at this point, like, I mean, even if we were to lose a few games and stuff like that, like, I'm kind of satisfied. Like I keep saying, I put in a bet at the beginning of the year that the Vols were going to win 8 games. People told me that I'm crazy. Here we are, 2 games away, and I'm 2 games away from making $78, which is totally fine with me. Back to TikTok. It must be that hot volcanic big orange blood, maybe causing seismic activity. That's what I'm saying. And I mean, dude, it's like the more we win, the more people get pissed off. Like, oh, because all year it was, oh, y'all think you're back. You do this every year. You won a few, and then you think you're back, and then you get, shit on, and then all of a sudden you're, back to, oh, well, we're just rebuilding this year, blah, blah, blah. So then it was like we beat Pitt at Pitt. Pitt was ranked. It was like, oh, no, they're nobody. They're just a high school team, blah, 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 whatever. It's like, dude, I mean, like, it, they're ranked. We beat them at home, but no, that's not good enough. So then we end up beating Florida. We end up beating LSU. Oh, wait till SEC plays. We beat a couple SEC teams. No, that's still not good enough. That's what I'm saying. It's like, man, I mean, and then we come, Bama comes into town and on our home turf, and we just absolutely, I'm not going to say spank them, but I mean, we put up 52 points on them. Like, dude, there's so many people on my page that's like, oh, you ain't going to put up points on Bama. It ain't going to happen. Their secondary's too good. Well, I mean, we've seen what happened. I mean, literally, like I said, the Vols, what was beautiful about it is Bryce Young did play, and we still pulled out the dub despite us not having all of our starters. If that's not proving that a team is good, I don't know what is. Going back to some other stats, 18 games with a touchdown for Hendon Hooker now. That is insane. 18 games. I don't know if that's like the record, but that is definitely notable. He is in legitimate contention for the Heisman now after that big win. People are starting to look at him as like an actual threat. Um, Last year, in the entire game, the Tennessee Vols had 10 first downs. 10 first downs against Bama. That was all we got. This year we had 29. Let's see. What else? I mean, I took some notes on the refs. What do we think about the ref play, guys? I mean, like, it's funny because everybody thought that Tennessee was going to blame the refs, and then here we are. Bama loses, and then Bama starts blaming the refs. I've already seen it all over my TikTok. I mean, literally, no, the refs were cheating for yins. You didn't win. You got lucky. You paid off the refs. I mean, that was the first thing we heard. And literally, and people were always saying, oh, well, if Bryce doesn't play and y'all beat us, then, you didn't win fair and square. Well, that's true. I mean, I can get with that. I mean, that's true. You didn't have all your starters, but the way I look at it, we didn't have all of our starters either. I mean, it is what it is. Like, that's part of football, man. You just trout your team out there and do the best that you can do. I mean, that's all you can do, baby. Know what I'm saying? I'm going to go ahead and stop the podcast for a second, read a couple of my notes. Seriously, though, guys, what did we think about the refs? Was it fair? Was it not? Was it fair for the Vols? Was it fair for Bama? I thought it was pretty much even. Let's see. I also got some other notes over here. I am going to get into Vols quotes, former Vols players that have hit me up this week. Although I may save that for the end because I may actually put that at the beginning of the podcast. Welcome, welcome, Go Diddy Bates. I seen you on here the other day, buddy. Do you make baits? Like, hit me up. I like some baits. Vols are ranked third, by the way, guys. That is freaking insane. We're actually taking a break on the podcast right now. I'm reading over some of my notes. We went over Hyatt. School records for touchdowns. Pulling up some stats. What's up, guys? I freaking love you guys on TikTok so much. I never would have thought that I would actually like TikTok, but it has grown on me vastly. I really did not think that I would like TikTok as much as I have. We could look at some team stats. Y'all want to look at some team stats? Let's do that. Going back to some team stats. Total yards, Bama 569, UT 567, pretty much even. Passing yards, Bama did have 455. Bryce Young was going off. Tennessee had 385. Rushing yards, Tennessee beat Bama 114 at 182. Yards per play, Tennessee also edged Bama out on that as well, 8.1 per play. Bama had 32 first downs to Tennessee's 29. Third down efficiency, Bama was 6 for 13. We were 5 for 10. I guess technically we were slightly more efficient there. Fourth down efficiency, we were 0 for 2, but, pulled out the dub, so you take what you can. Total plays, 83 for Bama, 70 for Tennessee. We were scoring fast. We were scoring hard. We were scoring quick. I like it. Bama only had to punt 3 times. Vols only had to punt once. I mean, by God, that is freaking, let me tell you, the fact that there's only 4 total punts in that game is pretty remarkable. Obviously, the big stat of the game was Bama, 17 penalties for 130 yards, school record. They have never had that many penalties as a game. Obviously, now again, everybody's looking at that stat and they're saying, oh, y'all paid the refs. You paid the refs. That ain't fair. I mean, dude, the reason for all those penalties was that Neyland Stadium noise, as we said earlier in the podcast. Seismic activity we registered on the Richter scale twice. That is freaking insane. My wife is not even a football fan, and I told her that we registered on the Richter scale, and she was like, whoa, that is insane. Only 1 fumble loss for each team. Obviously, Tennessee had the only interception. Hendon Hooker, man, he finally threw that interception that we were all dreading. I knew it was coming at some point. I was hoping that we would, wait a little bit later to throw that interception, but as he's stepping up in the pocket, boom, gets hit. Is what it is. Time of possession was 37.5 minutes for Bama, 22.5 for UT. Again, fast and often on the scoring, baby. That's how we roll. Roll Tide. Roll Tide. 6-1. That is incredible. That is incredible. Vol 6-0. Tide 6-1. That is amazing. What do we think on TikTok? Pats won. Oh, I've not been keeping up with the NFL today. I've been doing some working on the podcast and stuff, trying to get that stream key. Eagles are up right now 20-0 on the Cowboys. So there's that. Bills squeaked it out. Yes, Bills squeaked it out against Chiefs 24-20, Vikings 24-16 over the Dolphins. That's interesting. They beat the Dolphins at home. Wow. Rams 24-10 over the Panthers. Jets 27-10 over the Packers. One of my cousins is bricked up hardcore, thinks that Aaron Rodgers is the greatest quarterback to walk the face of the earth. I am not a Brady fan, but I don't see how you can look at Brady and not say that he's the GOAT. I mean, he's got stats, he's got records, he's got wins, he's got Super Bowls. How can you top it? He did lose today to the Steelers 20-18, so there is that. But man, Packers losing to the Jets. Let's just look at the old Pats, or not the Pats, the stats. Rodgers, 26 for 41, 246 yards and a touchdown. He is just struggling without Devontae, isn't he? He's doing okay, but did we throw any interceptions, Ron? No, we didn't. That's good. He's always dumping it off to the running back, trying to protect them stats. Brady likes to throw down the field, try to win the game. 25 for 40, 243 yards, and one touchdown for Brady. I'm telling you, that man just defies the laws of physics, man. Pats won. Bills was a great game. Yeah, normally I'm bricked up watching football all week long, but guys, I'm not going to lie to you. All week long, especially if you've been watching the streams, you'll know I've been worried about the Tennessee Vols going up against Bama. That's all I've cared about this week. Before I was streaming, talking to the peeps, trying to see what we thought was going to happen. And then during the game, I was watching the game. Then afterwards, I was streaming. And it was just I've not cared about anything other than Bama this year. Or not this year, but this weekend. It's been fun, unreal, just absolutely insane, dude. I still can't believe that we won. And we won without, was it 3 of our starters? No, technically we won without 5 of our starters because 2 of them got kicked off the team. By the way, I've been teasing it for a few weeks now, but game day traditions. What do y'all like to do for game day traditions? Could be NFL, could be college. What I like to do every single Friday before a game, I stroll on down to Bojangles and I get the orange Southern Shock because it is orange and it is, it's delicious. But yeah, mostly because it's orange because I like to root for the Vols. So Friday, I hit Bojangles every single day, and then on Saturday, I always have to eat something orange for my meal, whether it's buffalo wings. This weekend, we had chicken bacon ranch pizza, and it had buffalo sauce drizzled over it, so it was orange and white. That's how we like to roll. If I don't get orange, quote unquote, food, I will order from a orange restaurant. Little Caesars, Bojangles has orange in the logo. Not Papa John's, Popeyes. That's kind of my game day tradition. And then I also have, I don't have it next to me, but I've got an orange, big orange Tennessee Vols cup that I drink from all day long. I hit my coffee in the morning. I use my Dunkin' Creamer, which is also orange. And then also I try to match my quote unquote outfit to what the team's repping their colors. I know that sounds crazy, but it's been working this year, so I'm not going to deviate from it. Can you go to any games? You mean like me physically take my body to games? Or do you mean can I pull up current games right now? I wear the same socks Kaio is wearing wearing them when the Pats beat the Falcons in the Super Bowl. That's cool. Good idea. Petros has good orange tea. That is a fantastic idea. I don't know why I didn't think about that. Where I live makes it very difficult. I live about 30 minutes outside of Knoxville. I was born and raised in Knoxville. I just moved out to the country because that's how I like to roll. We're from the country and we like it that way. I don't know if y'all seen that video after the Bama win last night. Y'all, I've had so much shit slung my way all week. People wanted to knock us off the pedestal so bad. Everything I've posted this whole entire season has led up to this game. So much shit has been talked. I've got to post a video of tweets that didn't age well. And I fully intend on doing that. But, dude, that's all I've heard. Roll Tide. We're going to roll through. We're going to knock yins off. You ain't going to put up 40 on us. Oh, it's been 15 years since you won. iPhones wasn't even around yet. You couldn't even tweet. It's been so long. Well, after the game, I recorded a video where I held my phone up and I was like, listening, no, nothing. Stepped outside, listening. You could hear the crickets chirping. You could hear the dogs barking. You could hear animals and critters scurrying around. But by God, you want to know what you couldn't hear? You couldn't hear nobody going, absolutely nothing. It was nothing but the crickets and the squirrels, baby. And I was sitting there thinking, I was like, I guess the tide finally quit rolling. It's awful quiet out here. Posted that video on social media. I know it's going to get some haters. I also posted another one, and again, I try to stay fair on here. I try to keep it civil, but when people get on there and they start talking that bullshit, roll tide, y'all suck. You ain't nothing. You have sex with your cousins and all that shit. It's like whenever people start getting like loose with it, that's when I start getting pretty childish. But I also posted another video that was basically to all the Bama fans that been talking all that shit. I got one thing to say. And then I set the phone down and I just laughed. Right in the camera, baby. And it felt so good. Woo! Go Big Orange, baby. Go Big Orange. Did I bet on them too? Yes, I did. I dropped $50 on the Vols and I won 117 bucks. I didn't even remember that until 30 minutes after. I was sitting there wiping tears like, oh, we beat Bama. Yeah. I try to not cuss too much on here because it's very easy to do, but I'm like, man, we beat Bama, 15 years in the making. Woo, go Big Orange. I'm like tossing my daughter up like, we beat Bama. And she's like, because she's 3 and doesn't really know what's going on. And 30 minutes later, I was like, oh, I put money on the game. I forgot. Oh, wow. And then it was like I won twice. But yeah, I mean, absolutely phenomenal. But yes, I did put $50 on the game and I did win 117 bucks. As you can hear, my voice is a little shot. That's why I got to keep my mic a little closer to me. By the way, like I said, I'm streaming live, but I'm recording the podcast simultaneously. If you guys want to hear this in a little bit better quality, get the full experience, or maybe you hopped on the live a little bit too late and you didn't catch the shit at the front, then just hop on the podcast. It's called The Little Tangerine Show. It is called that because I couldn't call it the Big Orange Podcast because I didn't want to get sued. Country boy can survive. Bo Cephas. Preacher man says it's the end of time. Imagine how the guy who got 5 TDs felt. Oh, Jalen Hyatt. I'm telling you right now, y'all know that song everybody puts their TikToks on. This is how legends are made. That song, there was definitely a couple legends that was made last night. Jalen Hyatt, for one. I mean, our kicker, went down in history with the biggest kick of his freaking life. James Wilhoit, that was his trademark when he used to play for us, hitting game-winning field goals. I seen him beat Florida with his leg in 2014. Record attendance 109,000. I was there. We beat the Gators. I think it was like 24-21, 34-31, something like that. I'll never forget that, dude. It was dead quiet. Everybody's just sitting there chilling, like, oh shit, what's gonna happen? Oh man, what's gonna happen? And then he lined up, dude. I still to this day remember that when he kicks it. Just that it sounded like a cannon, just boom. And then it's like you see the ball go up, and as soon as it left, it was like, oh, it's going through. Now that kick this weekend, by God, that was a freaking knuckleball and a half. I'm telling you right now, I don't know how that kick went through, but that was the most beautiful, ugly kick I've ever seen in my life. And Looking back now, I don't know that I would rather have it any other way because literally as I was watching, I was like, oh no, he missed it. He got blocked. We're going to overtime. My heart can't handle this. My stress can't help this. I got the sweats and the bubble guts. I can't take overtime. What? He hit it. He hit it. Ah! And I was just like everybody else, man. I was ripping shirts off and running. And just, I mean, I couldn't believe it. That was the most beautiful, ugly kick I've ever seen in my life. I don't remember what tangent I got off on, by the way. I was talking about I was talking about my game day traditions. Yeah, dude, it's hard for me to just like pick up and go eat at places because like where I live, there's not much. I live way out in the country, way back in the woods. There's some people living like nobody ever should. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let's see here. Let me scroll back up. I missed a few. This one want to say I'm hoping Apple will keep killing out just come a weekend saving for Kentucky. You might have to elaborate on that one. I'm trying to think as if because like I've got a pretty heavy country accent. I kind of mask it a little bit when I do these lives because like I don't know if people's gonna be able to understand me, but when I do voice to text, it always screws up. So I'm not sure if that was a voice to text thing. Must feel great when they walk into class Monday, dude. I couldn't imagine. I mean, dude, like that you're gonna have some teachers I'm sure that is like like just okay guys, okay, yeah, we won, let's get back to the real world, let's just simmer down, let's just and then you're gonna have other people that's gonna be like, dude, whatever you want, I don't care, you're gonna get an A for the day. Did someone get a hand on that kick, dude? I still don't know. I need to go back and watch the footage. I don't know if somebody blocked it. I don't know if somebody or if he just shanked it or what. That was the most beautiful, ugly kick I've ever seen in my life, dude. Bro, I just knew it was getting blocked, seeing it go end over end sideways. That's what I figured. I'm not going to tell you guys where I live, but it is way out in the middle of nowhere. Playoff teams: Tennessee, Georgia, Bama, Ole Miss, all SEC national champ. I think we've got a very now. I was talking about this on the stream. I didn't get this on the podcast, so we'll run through a few scenarios here. So I think it's possible that we have three SEC teams in the playoff, which would be insane to think about, but it's also very realistically possible. We've got Ole Miss, who is undefeated currently. I still would argue that Bama is probably the better team, but Mississippi is undefeated. Bama is 3-1. LSU is also 3-1, so they're kind of, like I said earlier, they're sneaking up the ladder a little bit. Georgia undefeated, Tennessee undefeated, Kentucky 2-2. So in order for Kentucky to squeak in, there's going to be have to be a lot of stuff that's going to happen. Us and Georgia's going to have to lose some conference games. Kentucky's going to have to win out. It's unlikely at this point that they're going to probably win out. But if they beat us and then we lose again to Georgia, then they would bump up, but they still would have to get above Georgia. I don't know. I think Georgia and Tennessee is the most realistic SEC East contenders. If we go down to Georgia, the devil went down to Georgia. Not today, Saban. Sorry, that was a Satan joke. If Tennessee beats Georgia, Georgia would go 4-1. At that point, we undoubtedly would be first or second, which makes my nips a little hard just thinking about. Oh, us being first or second, that just gets my jollies going. You know what I'm saying? If we beat Georgia and we win out, we would go undefeated. We undoubtedly would be first or second. We also would go to the SEC championship. If Ole Miss stays undefeated, we could play Ole Miss, which would be freaking great as well. Maybe they squeak up into the college playoff, or maybe they lose. Bama retakes the lead, and we play Bama again. At that point, if Bama beats us, we would be one loss. Bama would be one loss. Georgia would be one loss. At that point, what do you do? Right? It's kind of exciting to think about. So If we beat Bama again, I think Bama's for sure out. Maybe they look at Ole Miss again and say, "Well, hey, Ole Miss is pretty good. They've only lost one." I don't know. I think at this point, if we only lose to Georgia, I think at this point we're probably looking at the playoff. I mean, we still got to play Kentucky. We still got to play Georgia. That's going to help with the playoff committees. We've spanked the spread on a couple of teams. I mean, really, that's kind of the key to getting to the championship. You got to beat the spread all year long. It's not just about winning anymore. If you have some struggle wins, I mean, that's just as bad. We've beat the spread. We spanked some teams. We've beat 4 ranked teams now. We beat Pitt. We beat Florida. We beat LSU, we beat Bama, all was ranked. If we beat Kentucky and Georgia, if Kentucky stays ranked up until then, and we beat Kentucky and we beat Georgia, at that point, that would be what, 5, 6 ranked teams? Is that right? 6 ranked teams if nobody else squeaks up. Maybe South Carolina squeaks up in the top 25. We don't know. But at that point, I mean, if we beat Kentucky and we lose to Georgia, we still very well could be going to a national championship playoff. Once we get in the championship, then we're going to go into that whole, Ole Miss and Michigan, they're way better than Tennessee is. Well, I guess we'll see who's really better. You know what I'm saying? We're in the playoffs. We're back to the TikTok comments, by the way, for those of you who are listening to this podcast later. Where in the playoffs are we got to do is, we are in the playoffs. All we got to do is beat Georgia. We'll have to play in between Bama and Georgia. To be honest with you, if we were going to lose and the only loss we were going to get was Georgia, that would be best case scenario because we lose to Georgia. Georgia goes into the SEC championship, and then they have to play whoever they're playing. If they win, cool. If not, maybe we still squeak in there. I don't know, but I think it's a very real possibility that Tennessee wins out. I have put some money in on Tennessee winning the national championship just for kicks and gigs to give me something to root for. But it's very real possibility, guys. Georgia, some struggle wins against Missouri, some struggle wins against Kent State. They struggled as well against Samford. They only beat Samford 33-0. I mean, there's some struggle wins in there. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, you ain't gonna score on Georgia." Well, they said the same thing about Bama. By God, Kent State put up 22 points on Georgia. Mizzou put up 22 points on Georgia, and Georgia only won 26-22. Arguably, they're not as high-powered of an offense as Alabama is. Again, that's arguably. But, I mean, again, Kent State and Mizzou both put up 20 points on them. I mean, we are way better than Kent and Mizzou. You can argue whether or not we're better than Georgia, but we are definitely better than those teams. We put up 52 on Bama. I mean, the only other game that Georgia has put up more than 50 points was this past weekend, 55 against Vandy. The other highest scores, 49 against Oregon, which they're ranked 10th now, so that's pretty impressive. 39 against Kent State, 48 against South Carolina, 42-10 against Auburn. So to be honest with you, I feel like we have a pretty good shot against Georgia. It is an away game, so we do have to look at that. But I've been saying it all year long. I was more worried about Bama than I am Georgia because we don't do good against mobile quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? It's balls, not balls. No, baby, balls by 50. I want Ole Miss in a bowl game or in a bowl or championship, either one. I just really want to beat Kiffin. I'm right there with you on that one. I would absolutely love that. Tennessee scores faster, 100%. We are scoring early and often. And what's beautiful about this team is we don't even have to get into the red zone. We can score from 60 yards out. By God, we got somebody that can pass the freaking ball now. Pass that ball. Vols, Vawls, Vols by 50. My thing is, if Georgia can misspell dogs, then we can misspell Vols. I tell you, one of my favorite signs, I don't know if any of y'all watch Game Day, which, by the way, this past Game Day was so magical. I mean, Peyton Manning, Pat McAfee, directing the band. I mean, absolutely just taking that curse out, man, the Peyton Manning curse. It was beautiful. But one of my favorite signs that I seen on game day was Bama wipes and then poops. Oh, potty humor, man. Can't beat it. By the way, I've always liked Fiji. I had some Fiji on a stream the other day, and people thought I was like making a bunch of money with my streaming and stuff. Now it's not that. I just like Fiji. When you grow up drinking out of the water hose, you learn to really respect a good bottle of water, and Fiji's got a good bottle of water. You was my video. I sang Rocky Top. You might have to elaborate on that. I'm not sure what video you're talking about. Just think if we had Jamal Lewis top running back. That's what I'm saying. Although I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not gonna downplay our offense. Our defense, if we had a Eric Berry or somebody of that nature, a Al Wilson, a Derek Barnett, a Albert Hainsworth, we could be doing some things. So yeah, anything y'all want to throw in, go ahead and throw it in. I'm going to end the podcast by reading off some comments that I've got. These are actually in my inbox from some Vols for life. Former Vols football players. Everybody's pumped. Everybody wants to get their 2 cents in. I've not even checked my messages. I might have some more sitting in there waiting. Jonathan Wade, who was the Tennessee Vols defensive back from 2002 to 2006. Instant classic, epic. It's the kind of game that you dream about being a part of. A game no player, no coach, no staff member, no teacher, no student, no alumni, no fan will forget. 1 year after Heupel arrives, we're ranked in the top third. The real job is not complete, though. We got more big games ahead, but we're close. We need some help in the secondary, but I believe recruiting will start to pick up pretty soon. Again, that's from Jonathan Wade, former Vol. Fred White, Tennessee Vols defensive back from 96 to 99. He was also on that national championship team. This is the biggest win in Neyland since 1998, Florida. I like the way we were playing for each other and with a coach that they love and respect. Hats off to the team. They earned it. One game at a time, baby. One game at a time. To our fans, thank you. You guys deserve it too. Best environment to watch a game in all the land. Best fans in the sports. Recruits in a special place. By the way, TikTok, my phone's about to die, so I'm trying to get through this. We have the right president. We have the right chancellor. We have the right AD, the right head football coach. Add that to the base. Add the best stadium in the land to the mix. Best fans, go Vols. Again, that was from Fred White. JJ McCluskey. JJ McCluskey. It was an 8-year veteran and also the current defensive backs coach at Tulane. He also played in the Vols, late 80s, early 90s, defensive back, wide receiver, and kick returner. Coach Heupel and the staff is doing a great job. I didn't get to watch the game because Tulane. By the way, if my phone dies TikTok, you're just going to have to finish this on the actual podcast. The phone just died. We soldier on. I should have charged it up a little bit longer. Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, all you guys are still rolling. But Coach, I'm going to reread this. By the way, JJ McCluskey said, "Coach Heupel and his staff has done a great job with the team. I didn't get to see the game because meaning Tulane, was playing, but I know Neyland was going crazy. What a great day to be a Vol. Let's go!" D.L. Yancey. D.L. Yancey the second. He was a running back in the 2000s for us. The game is played with heart. Talent is given. Skills are learned, and strategies are studied/taught. But the will to play through to the end as a unit requires a certain belief system. You can tell the team and staff really believe in what they're doing and in each other. We can feel the energy, and it's contagious. That's the winning edge. That's the Rocky Top way. It's great to see their hard work pay off with a win like this over Bama. To be the best, you must challenge the best and overcome. Respect every opponent enough to know they deserve the best ass whooping you could possibly give. Rocky Top back on top. I love that quote. Albert Hainsworth, former Tennessee Vols defensive tackle, also longtime Tennessee Titan, said, "It's the greatest football team I've ever watched. Proud to be a Vol, baby. Go Vols." Again, these are all messages from my inbox. This is just me chit chatting. This is not anything I stole off the internet. These guys are all pumped, ready, willing, and excited to watch Tennessee football be great again. Brett Smith, Tennessee Vols wide receiver in the 2000s. He was on some pretty good teams there. Um, man, if it comes to the Vols, I'm all in. My quote will be, "Roll Big Orange." Thank you, bro. My God, man. Everybody's so pumped. Everybody's so excited. You just drive around Knoxville. Everybody's nice. Everybody's pumped. Everybody's feeling good. It feels good to win and be relevant again. Am I right? Well, guys, this has been a great podcast. I'm going to scroll down through my notes one more time. Hendon Hooker, everybody says he overthrows the ball. Man, listen, I think he actually puts it where only our receiver is going to catch it most of the time. There are some times where he overthrows it, yes, but I would honestly say about 5, maybe 10% of the time is overthrows. The rest of the time, he's literally putting the ball where only our guy's going to catch it. And if he doesn't catch it, nobody does. That's what I like about him, man. He's smart with his throws. Hendon, if you're listening to this, God bless you, man. Thank you for coming here. Seriously, thank you for coming here. Another thing, hit me up on social media with a few of these. Did our defensive tackle, number 21, did he target on that play that they pulled back? Were the refs playing fair? Should we have went for it on fourth down as many times as we did? Was the face mask on the one for the Vols a no call? Was that a good call or not? That pass interference call that we got called for, was it pass interference? Was it not? A lot of people said it wasn't. I'm gonna leave that up to y'all. We talked about some game day traditions. I would absolutely love to hear about some of y'all's game day traditions. Hit me up on social media with your game day traditions. I may put that out there again just because I want to hear some. Guys, the Vols are ranked third. It feels good and it feels great to be a volunteer. We've not been this good in a long, long time. We have not been this good and it feels great. I was so young, man, whenever we were good, and it feels good to be great again. I hope all you guys are having a great weekend or had a great weekend. We got to go back to work, go back to the real world this week, but I cannot wait to see what the Tennessee Vols are going to do this week. I'm going to do probably a midweek. We're going to look forward to the podcast, or not the podcast. I'm going to do a midweek podcast looking forward to the next weekend. We might mix it up a little bit. I might talk about other teams, besides the Vols. We're coming into, a pretty what should be easy game. So I might mix it up a little bit, talk about my favorite uniform combinations on other teams besides the Vols, who I think if the Vols don't go, would have the best shot at winning a national championship. We'll cover some ground, or I might just hop on here and chit chat with you guys. We'll see what happens. But until next time, again, I am Big Drewski. You were listening to the Little Tangerine Show. I appreciate you guys for listening. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys so much. If you're listening to this and you are a former Vol and you want to get the word out, want to get some quotes on the air, hit me up on social media. If you just want to have your voice heard at all on the podcast, hit me up as well on Linktree, linktr.ee/Big Ladrewski. Hit me up and have your voice be heard. I might just play it on the beginning of the podcast. You never know. Until next time, I'll play some sexy music for you guys on the stream there. But until next time, I love you guys. Appreciate it. Go Vols! Go Big Orange! Peace. All right, we're still rolling on the stream, guys. I appreciate you for hanging out. I know there's a couple of you in here. We got one on Facebook, one on Twitch. You guys ain't saying nothing, though. You got to chat when we're doing these, man. That's how it works, but it's all good. Love you guys. Appreciate it. Till next time, peace.